Hey guys, Flabaliki here today and welcome back to Cities Skylines. The beginning of this part, we're doing a little bit of a time lapse. It's over at 11 minutes and 16 seconds if you want to skip. But I'm taking suggestions from the last episode where you guys wanted to see the tram just run straight to the airport because it was so close. And I was like, I didn't really want to because we already had the train, but I also agreed with you guys. It's like, it is really close to the airport for it to not just go there. So what I decided to do instead of it having going around the industrial loop, I'm basically cutting that whole section out and we separate the track off of that sort of back road way earlier on so that it doesn't sort of interfere with any of the industrial traffic really at all. So I'm giving it its own tracks. You can see I'm sort of bridging around and then sort of going around the runway. Now, I mean, realistically speaking, we'd probably want... Well, first of all, we want way longer runways because they're not like... The length of the runways in this game are not realistic at all. And I know there's been a few people saying like, oh, make the runways longer or like, why no custom airport? And the reason is because I don't really want to do a custom airport or really make the runways much longer, especially because we don't have that much room. And the thing is, as soon as we start making things like a realistic scale, especially like something like an airport, it will make the rest of the city look really tiny. And yeah, so I mean, I also don't really care. I was like, I really just wanted to serve its purpose and to look decent enough, and I think it does. Especially because in this time lapse, I just do a lot of detailing here around the airport. So you can see this is where I put in the tram stop. I thought it was a nice little section to do it. We get a nice little tram loop here. So they come in one way and then just stop near the road, and then it sort of just continues back over Desert Bridge. And then you can see how I sort of adjusted it here. I was trying to at first just move the stops, and I realized that was probably a really stupid idea. So I just deleted all the existing stops and just moved them all over instead and created new ones because that was a little bit easier. So we stopped like 3 times along that sort of parallel tram track, kind of like we did before, and then I just added in a bunch of pathways to connect it up. So you can see I'm just going through here, removing all the existing tram tracks that we had. And then as per the comments, which I didn't even realize that the roundabout, because obviously the roundabout at first was useful. I mean, yeah, it was. It could be used, but it wasn't really necessary in the first place anyway. Like, we probably could have gotten away without doing it. But then especially when I disconnected that road, and then it was it was literally only one way you could go in it, and there was no point of having a roundabout. Which, yeah, I didn't realize. So that's why comments are useful. There's no need to be like, I was screaming it! Because people, I don't know, you guys just sometimes just take a deep breath. I know, actually, see, here's one time I can see how annoying it would be. When I record multiple episodes in a row and I didn't realize it in the first place, and it's like there for like 5 episodes or something. Okay, maybe that's fair enough, but this was just last episode, so it's okay. We fixed it. We fixed it now. So I thought I'd just zone in a little bit more around the area, and then I decided to go over to the airport, and I was like, yeah, I really just want to add a little bit more detail to this place because it's really, really blank, so I just wanted to add in some more stuff. So I added this pathway in because obviously everyone from the airport exits straight out of the center of it, which is kind of annoying. I wish the pedestrians would sometimes spawn out of different doors, so it's like you sort of get a balanced load of where people would go. But anyway, so this stops over on this side, then we have the train in the middle, and then obviously have the road and all that. And I decided to use these large or whatever size curbs these are as basically the design element for most of the airport to create like just like little separations of zoning between pathways and then just like grass area and decoration and all that. So I use that a lot to just decorate up the place. And you can see the best way I found to do it was just to put them in like in straight lines first and then adjust it afterwards and move it because it was way harder to try and match a curve when you're sort of just placing it straight away. So that I found a lot easier to do. And then I just wanted to sort of paint most of this in with concrete like it was sort of a finished off area. Like it's obviously been purpose designed for the tram stop. Now, actually, one thing that I didn't do, which I've only literally just thought of right now, was do like any... Well, first of all, I don't think we even have any taxis in the city anyway. And I don't think I really ever do taxis in any of my cities. Not for any... I mean, the reason I don't do them is because you don't really see them around the city, like in the game. So if I were to spend a lot of time doing taxi infrastructure, maybe that I just mean like, I guess putting all the taxi ranks around the place, it's kind of pointless. And especially when we already have other transport systems that are much more visual. Like that's one of the big reasons I never really liked the subways. Not because they're not useful. And we have used a lot of them in the past. They are super useful, but I just love to see the movement in the city. Like I love to see a train moving around or a monorail or the trams because they're all like above ground. You can see it all. I don't know. I just find that much more enjoyable than just having everything hidden underground. Or for example, using taxis because they just look like cars and you can't really see people using them. But having said that, it might be a good idea to get some in. And if we were going to do it, having a big taxi rank here at the airport would probably be the place to do it. Though I don't actually have any room to do it now because I didn't really didn't really design any space to do it. But I thought I would. So this area here I left as like a main pathway kind of thing. See, I really wish they kind of used that as like, but no, I don't think anyone ever walks on that pathway ever because there's no point. It doesn't they don't exit out of the airport there. That doesn't go anywhere. But if they used multiple different exits, they would, unfortunately. But it's really nice to see a lot of cars. Well, I say a lot of cars, but some cars using this actual like parking lot road right here. So I kind of imagine like this parking lot here, the one that's flat, would be like the pickup area. So you'd come in here, like so obviously the drop off is around the loop, and then you could imagine that being the pickup car park. So you just pull in there quickly for a limited amount of time, then you leave, and then obviously the multi-story is like the long-term parking. And I thought I'd use some of these like little shelter things as like because you're walking outside, you probably want some shade, or if there's bad weather or something, it's probably good for that. And I thought I'd also do it over here by the trams, because if you're waiting there for a tram, you probably want a little bit of cover. Though I guess, having mentioned that, the train station is pretty much almost, I guess, well, half of it's completely uncovered. The other half is covered by a car park, which is fine. So I guess you could say another that bit. Oh, and actually, I remember there was some comments about it's like, oh, but people have to walk through the car park to get down there, which I don't think, because you can see them there, like they sort of enter that section there. Which I think it's fine. Like I could totally imagine that. I don't think there's any issue with that. Like that'd just be like a stairway down or like an elevator or something that just goes down to the platforms. There's no issue with that at all, in my humble opinion. It's just the way that it is. So this area here, I was like, we got this big like triangle of concrete. I was like, I have to do something with it because it doesn't really do anything. It's kind of just there. So I was like, I don't know. Why don't we just turn it into like a plaza or something? So I just did some benches and some flowers. I arranged it once and then just duplicated it a couple of times. And I was going to do more, but I was like, it's just not going to fit that way. And it's going to look really dumb. So I was like, let's just do those three. Then I was like, oh, how about like a little fountain? I can get some benches around it. And then you'll also notice in a minute, you'll probably see some cars that just start driving over the pavement that we have here, because there you go. That parking lot road, as you can see there where that car's going, is a road, and that's technically the end of the road there. So I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of annoying that they do that. So why don't I? Because if I had ended that road as not at a dead end and instead used like another road that I went onto, which I didn't want to connect it anywhere else, then it wouldn't be so dodgy. So I thought, well, why don't I just use like one of these pedestrian pathways? Because it kind of looks like a little bit of a road, and we could even imagine that as like a quick pickup and quick drop off space. So you sort of slowly pull into that. And there's even benches around it that come with it. So I thought that was quite good. So if I just designed that as like a thing that looks like the cars drive on it, that would work just fine. And because it's not actually going anywhere or really connected to anything, no pedestrians ever really going to walk on it. And even if they did, I think it's fine because it's supposed to be like a shared pickup pedestrian drop-off area, and I think it kind of worked in the end anyway. I think it looks okay, and they actually the way I lined it up, the cars actually do sort of drive around on it, which actually worked quite well. I was like, you know what, that looks fine. And it also fills out a lot of that space that's kind of empty. Yeah, there you go. You see that car? You just drove along it. I was like, that's quite cool. I just moved that little fountain over, and then a lot of these other just green spaces we have, I add in some trees and all that. I make sure not to do like any super tall trees because obviously we're still by the airport. So you wouldn't want anything really, really tall. Although this area here, it's sort of behind the terminal, so planes wouldn't really be interacting with this space too much anyway. So, yeah, so this area here, I just turned into like a little, I don't know, garden area. And I just use a lot of trees. I thought it could be a good way to just like block noise anyway. And I guess there's also just a highway on the other side, so it doesn't really matter. But I think it's kind of nice because it kind of just separates it out so you don't sort of see it all. It's kind of hidden away in a little foresty area, which I thought was quite good. So just a few trees there at the front. I didn't want to do too many because I didn't want it to look like it's in the middle of a forest. Like I'm sort of just lining some areas with trees. Like this area specifically as well. I was like, well, we have this little bit of space here behind the trams. I was like, this could be a good like little office area. Get some like airport offices or something like that. But there wasn't really, because I would have used some custom like Rico offices, and I was trying to do that, but there wasn't really any. They're all too big, and the ones that I wanted, like the triangle one, which actually kind of fit quite well in there, didn't really line up with how the roads are fitting in. So instead, I actually placed a couple of commercial buildings, I think. So, which is fine. It just, they're not technically offices, but we're gonna, suspend some disbelief here. Just pretend it's an office there where they do some cool accounting and all that. I don't know. Any airport related operations and all that. Actually, something that we don't really have around here is like a fire department. Like we do have it over in the industrial area, but I doubt it would reach over here because it would have to go onto the highway and then come all the way back out again. So we might actually add a couple of services in nearby when we jump into the game, because I haven't really done. And there's a few other things that I would like to do as well. And then I thought I'd just like line it off here a little bit. I wasn't going to fill in the whole space here, but I basically just turned it into like a tree line section again, just sort of separating it out from the highway. So it's a little bit secluded in a way, but still all connected. It's supposed to be like a very much designed area as the airport. And then I use these like sort of sound barrier that I downloaded a while ago. I thought it was a nice like sort of separation from the airport and all that. And I was going to put that one there behind the runway, but I was like, well, if planes are like accelerating massively there, it'd probably just knock over the fence unless you had a specifically designed fence, which that wasn't. So I was like, let me just use a chain link fence instead, because that will obviously let the air flow through it without any issues. I keep getting this, especially with the sound barrier, it keeps getting the glitch where it like just goes invisible when you try to join it to other fences. So I just didn't. I just use move it and it looks like it's joined. And I was going to fence off the rest of the airport, but I didn't really know how the rest of that area was going to look, so I kind of just left it with some trees and all that. But that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and jump into the game, and we can have a quick look at it and then continue on building some more stuff. Alright, so one thing you might almost immediately notice now that we're in the game is that we're having a massive death wave across the city. Just a classic deathy. I don't know what our capacity... Oh, we have loads of capacity. It's just going to take time for it to clear out, which is really annoying. It's so dumb. Why does that happen in the game? Like, I know technically, programmatically wise, why it happens. Also, we don't really have any around this whole area. I should probably get some around here. Let me place some. I'm going to put one here. I don't know what was there. Sorry, guys. It's gone now. I should turn off Anarchy as well. Get one there. And I might get one over this side, too. Maybe up in the hill somewhere would be quite nice. Just there. No, it's going to go here. Hey, guys. All right, so that's going to go there. That'll sort of serve that area. That's quite good. And then most of the rest of the city's already covered. We have plenty of them. I mean, we have huge capacity. It's just, it's not... I don't know, it's kind of dumb. All right, I'm going to get one over here, just on that little road there, and that'll sort of get this whole area. Now, actually, the other thing... yeah, so fire department, yeah, we have, like, literally no coverage over here, so I might just get a small one. We could put it... I guess before the airport makes the most sense, because then they'll always exit out this way. And that pretty much is just going to cover the airport. Now, do I want it on... I probably don't want it on the road. But I also don't want to build in new intersections, so I think it'll just be on the road here. Like, it'll be fine. I thought I turned off... I do have Trianic here. So it'll just be on the road, so they'll sort of pull out into the road here. But I think it'll be okay. I might just move it back a little bit. And maybe like a police department and all that as well. It seems a bit weird, just a couple of buildings here. I think if I fence this area off and sort of design it a little bit more, it'll probably look a lot better. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Put this here a little bit. What the hell? They're driving out a bloody camoed Hummer? Why? What do you do? Oh, hang on, snapping off. What are you driving that for? What do you need a camo Hummer for? What the hell do you need that for? Who's paying for this? Better not be me. I don't approve that. Alright, let me get some of those water pipes over here. Yeah, and in the time lapse, I don't know if you saw, but I just moved the power line. I just got rid of it. We just did some underground ones here. Now, I haven't actually gone through and leveled this out just yet. Actually, can we just do it with the Terraform tool? Because we couldn't do it with the node editor. Because you can definitely see that sort of raise in elevation there. Do I have to... Surely don't have to replace the whole airport again, do I? Oh, no, I can select it with it. Wait, how come I couldn't do it before? I thought I couldn't. Oh, no, I totally can. Okay. Never mind. For some reason I thought I couldn't do it. Oh, wait, I can only get one? Wait. I can't click and drag, but I can hold down Alt and select them. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, actually, that was a tip from the comments last time. I think it was the last episode. It was one of the previous episodes, one of the recent ones, where you guys said if you just hold down Alt, then you can just select the nodes, which is actually super useful, so thank you for that. I'm going to basically just level out the entire runway and probably all the taxiway too, if I can get it. And then the whole airport. Basically just have to select everything. Now, I will level it to... I hope there's none there. I don't think there is. I will level it to... a good level, because I don't want to change the height of the airport. I think, yeah, I'll level it to where the airport is, because otherwise it's going to mess up the whole front area that I've just spent ages designing. So okay, if I go like this, Okay, I'm gonna have to hold. Oh god, this is gonna be either really. You know what? Maybe I'll just level to one of these. There you go. Now all this sort of runway and that is level. Actually, one thing I did notice, and you probably noticed as well, these trees really need to go. They're a little too close. I thought it'd be nice just to sort of have it separated away, but it's a little too much. I think if we just clear this out a little bit through here on the runway, because they come a little closer. I think that's fine. There you go. So we just have like, you can clearly see where the planes come through. Actually, the wing is much bigger than that. It sort of comes all the way out here. Let's give it a little bit more breathing room. I mean, look, it's a game and it doesn't actually matter at all, but it'd be nice to sort of, I guess, reflect. Like, we want a good balance between a decent amount of realism and then also there's a good balance of I don't really care that much. Like, for example, like I was saying earlier, I don't really care that the runways aren't that long because, I mean, they're super short if you look at this. And also, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that where planes just take off right behind each other. It's so dumb. But anyway. That's yeah, I hate how it does that when you zoom out, those trees just disappear even though they're quite clearly there, but anyway, whatever. Alright, that's fine. I think that'll be good for now. I do want to do a little bit more stuff around here because obviously that's a bit dodgy, but I really like how this turned out with the trams that are just going directly over that. I think that worked really well. That's not too steep there, is it? No, it's just a slight slope down and then it sort of goes back up. That's all good. Alright, so what I would like to do, make sure this is, it's backing up a bit, but it's not too bad. Yeah, it gets going, it gets going. Does anyone change? I don't think anyone changes lanes on this section, which is good. So I'm just trying to make sure they're utilizing all the lanes that they possibly can. Alright, so, I mean, we basically want to zone in this area here. So I'm going to get out just regular, I guess regular road be fine. Your standard game road. Do I want it to be, no, I'll curve them, because this is going to be, we're still, or do I want to do ones like that? Because I kind of like this sort of straight, because we're still in the downtownish area, especially with the train station right there. Okay, well, where would this road come from? I guess it'd have to come from back here somewhere. So why don't we go, let me just, I've turned off so many things. Hang on, I need collision back on. I don't need anarchy. I'll turn bending back on. Let me just go back to a default state in the game here. Okay, because I toggled a lot of stuff while I was doing the time lapse. Okay, so this is going to come up here. I'll turn off road guides though. I definitely don't want that. And then this can be, I guess this can be like a main back road-ish kind of thing. Like this will be what, hopefully like a semi-heavily used road back here. I think is what I'm going to go for this. I got to figure out how I'm going to do. Oh, actually, that can connect straight up to. Oh, that'll be perfect, actually, because these are kind of going to be semi-busy roads at the back, but not really. Obviously, we're gonna have to duck this road down a little bit, but that's okay. We'll figure that out in a second. So I'll go here, and then I can just go like that. So you can see it's like quite janky, but I think that works when you're in a sort of more dense area. And I think it definitely looks much better when it's all sort of put together. Actually, let me move this closer. So I want that about there. Then obviously we got to go way down, so it actually gets underneath that. So just go boop boop underneath over. So now you can go this way instead of having to go through that intersection. And what I'll do is I will up the speed limit on this road, I think. I don't think I want any more lanes. I think I just want it to be faster. So it's like, obviously this road here, this is only 50? Okay, that road should be faster than that. That's kind of ridiculous. Especially because we're sort of moving out of the strict downtown area. I reckon it should be at least 60 or 70. Now, the other thing I noticed as well, so we'll go 60, then I can change it, 40. I guess because it's a downtown area, that's fine, whatever. This can also be 60. Why not? So that'll go all the way along. So, some people driving down this way might decide to go that way. Yeah, so one thing I noticed, and you might have noticed as well already, is because we've got this highway connection right here, they can enter the highway here, go across this, join onto the highway, then exit right here to get across. So all the cars from this area will just go like this across the highway instead of going around. And there's not really much I can do about that unless I basically change where... No, I can't even do it because this is part of that right-hand turn. So the only thing, there's nothing I could do to stop that. But the reason that could be an issue is when we get more and more traffic, the merging here could become absolutely terrible because we have all these cars just going here and get off right away. So then what we really want to do, instead of having it join here, whatever. All right, so now people that come from over here, the whole point of that was people that, why do I still go away? I just want to click on this. People that go over here from the city, which is quite a lot of people that enter over here, will now not merge onto the main highway and they'll stay off of it completely. But doesn't mean you still can't come that way. As you can see, people come from the city can still merge in. Actually, I just need to do some merging rules here because you can see they're already being dumped. So maybe we'll exit from that lane and cut across, I saw. So we'll just do this. Like that. There you go. Beautiful. And then, again, they're probably going to be dumb here too. So I'll just do that. And then this. No. Stop cutting across multiple lanes. It's so annoying. You can't do that. You can't just merge in and cut across 2 lanes if there's cars there. Because you can merge there. That's the only merging point there is. Hopefully that they use it. Use it or lose it. So they can merge across. I want to see if someone's going to do it. No one's doing it. I guess they don't need to. Oh, actually... Well, actually, these guys definitely shouldn't be merging across. They should stay in this lane and keep going forward. And then, I don't know. Anyway, right. So, lots of traffic through here. Not surprising. That's just how it's supposed to be. I think it's all flowing. It's okay. All right. Oh my god. Why did that take me so long? Okay, now, oh, there's people using that road. Look at that. Let's get some. I'm going to use the small laneways through here, I think. Because it is a pretty small space, but I think it would be nice to have like residential through here. Like, it could be a cool like alleyway residential location. All right, so then this can be, you know what? I'll turn this into a heavy road here, like a little 4-lane, just because turning left and right, it'd be good to have multiple lanes here, so you can just turn where you need to. So we'll do that. Again, I might do the same thing through here as well. And that's probably all the only intersections that we really need. And then I'll add in like pathways. That was my chair squeaking, by the way, in case you're wondering. That sounded so weird, even for me. And then, yeah, I want another... You know, I might do one-ways through here. One way here. Oh, that's not where I wanted that. Grey Street. It's going to go there. So I would like this to be... I'll do that. Go all the way up. And then... a mixture of residential and potentially... maybe tourism or something through here. Because I want to do more tourist stuff. And it's near the airport. But we've got the tram running down here. It's on the waterfront. So it'd probably be good to get that through here. But we also do need a lot more people because we've got so many new jobs that people aren't filling. So let's just fill this out. And then see how we go. I don't want this all to be residential. But I think we could get some in the middle. And then maybe along... what would you do along the train? You know what? Along the train line. I need to figure out... how am I going to get over... because this area in the middle needs to be something. And I guess realistically it probably should be like industrial or something. Because it's got all the train lines right there. And we could easily utilize them for cargo. Now this side we could probably get a road here and just come around. Look, it's either going to have to be offices or industrial. Definitely here between the highway and the train track. And there's between 2 train tracks and the highway. So I think it's probably going to have to be industrial all the way through. Oh, I didn't realize that was a heavy... oh, I've got a heavy road right there. Well, not a heavy road, a large... I didn't even realize that was a road for a second. That is... which road is that? That's... is that a parking lot? No, that was... this road. Yeah, it is this road, I think. Yeah. So this can come down. I might even bring it right up to the train track. So we'll have it sort of run alongside it. I don't know if that's a good idea, but... this is what it's doing. Like, I'm not really sure what I would use it for. That train is really short. I should probably get the longer version of that. Oh, well, whatever. I'm not really sure what I would use it for. Especially such a... it's pretty, like... it's a very decorative road in a way. The way it's sized. Like, I think it looks nice here. But then up here, I don't think it makes much sense. You know what? I'm going to downsize that road. Let's go down to a smaller one up here. Maybe after this sort of junction. Do that. And that can come to here. And I think this whole road really should just move over. So it's sort of running alongside that building. Hopefully I'm not going to de-zone anything there. I might have because I just shifted the whole thing, but might be okay. Alright, so that road will come through here. Come to this point, and then, you know what, I'm just going to probably rebuild this because that's not really where I want it anymore. Now, I guess, do I still want it along the rail? You know what? Hang on. So that line is the passenger line. If I wanted cargo, it'd have to be in the middle, which would be good to have a cargo line here. It's really hard to figure out. So I don't think I'll worry about that right now. I think we will do it, but it'll be in the middle. So I guess I probably want to do... I don't really want to do level crossing across... If it was just one track, I would do level crossings, but there's a lot of train tracks here to be just doing level crossings. Especially, I don't want cars going over it. So what I'm going to do over this side is this... The track is sort of slightly raised up. So I think we might even go under it. So I might do this and then go to our track. And then elevate these two sections. Might bring these back a little bit. So we have more room. And then this. Well, I'll bring it back to about here, I guess. And then figure out how far down we need to go. It shouldn't be too far. It's going to be like that or something. So it definitely has to dip down, as you can see. But should be okay. Now, do we want to go all the way across? Probably. You know what? Maybe we should. So we'll do some elevated sections here. This would be good because then we have this connection point through here. Oh, I need the update. I guess these sections? Yeah. Alright, so that'll be there. It's going to go from here to here. That should be... I was going to say it should be low enough, but it's definitely not. So we need to go a bit lower than that. Probably like there. Alright, so that's going to go there. Then we're going to get this to come through like that. And then obviously we'll connect stuff up in the middle here. And then that can just come from here. Like this. About there-ish. A straight slope down. And then back up to here somewhere. It's curving too much is what's happening right now. Come back up. So yeah, so definitely, you can definitely see it sort of goes down a bit there. Now, would this road go anywhere? Not really. So we probably don't want to go too far down this way. Maybe just to here, and then we can sort of come back up. Oops, turn snapping back on. Come back up here. Come this way along the highway. And then just back down like this. Because that sort of zones that whole area. And then what I would probably do here is I would grab out the small road, this one here, and then be like, this would continue down here. And then you could have some smaller buildings in this section. So it's like the street continues, but not really. Like the main road continues back around that way. As for this, I don't know. I don't want to connect it there, obviously. Maybe this will just go straight back down and connect onto this road. Like that. And then, yeah, I wouldn't really connect it anywhere else. So we could do that, and then that could be offices or industrial. Then the middle here definitely should be industrial. Now, I said I wasn't going to do it now, but we probably... Wait, hang on. Which is the industrial line? It's not even that line. That's still... Oh, I guess... Yeah, this line is the one we'd use, I think. Because both that line there is still passenger. This one's could be cargo if we wanted it to be. I think we just use this one and then connect that up underground. I don't know how it would work. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. So then, I guess it's really just a matter of sort of filling this area in. Look, I thought I was going to get more done in this episode because I was like, oh, I'll do a time lapse and then we'll get all this area done. But I think this is probably where we're going to leave it. So I think that's the plan for this area. Let me know what you think. So this probably won't be industrial. I mean, maybe some warehouse or something, but probably just offices, maybe. We'll try and get some tall ones, maybe some custom ones. I don't know. Otherwise, just maybe some more IT cluster just over this side. My God, this death wave is still going. It's ridiculous. We need a lot more people living here too. Yeah, so that'll be that kind of stuff. Maybe commercial even along there a little bit. Then I think in the middle will be like a small industrial area. So I'll try and get a station in somewhere here because that would probably be useful. And then this will be a mixture of probably maybe offices along the rail line just to buffer between the industrial and all that. And then some commercial because this is going to be kind of a main road here. like a parallel main road up there. And then in the middle, I want to do some residential, maybe along the waterfront too, and then some tourism maybe here, or maybe further down this way. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, and then obviously this will be a bit more industrial, then sort of transition to here, and then should be all good. And then I guess we probably want to connect this road here down to this road, because then you can see that's a way that they can sort of go around the highway without actually going on it, which might be good. I mean, some people might prefer to use that way rather than jumping on the highway and all that. So that might be an idea to do. And then you can sort of see how it starts to naturally connect through the middle. And then we've got all that space too. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. And have an awesome day.